good afternoon, good evening, good night, all of that. Wherever you are in the world, actually, could be any time of day. But welcome to the Six for Sixers podcast. I am your host, Creek, in the building, and this is the Six for Sixers podcast. We're going live on Facebook today. We will post this up to the YouTube page as well. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. All that stuff keeps us going. But we love going live periodically just to discuss the game. Six for Sixers podcast. What we do is we break down the game points in 6 points and sometimes more. When we go to overtime, sometimes we get community members to contribute. But I am your host, Creek, and we finally got a win. I'm kind of excited, although I expected this win actually being a home game. Although we've lost, I think like 8 out of the last 10 home games. We finally got a win, and although I expected this win, it's still good to get a win. Charlotte Hornets, we defeat Charlotte Hornets 121-114. Just an overview of the game. It was not the greatest game that we've played. Charlotte's not the greatest team in the league. They're probably on the bottom tier of the league. However, we take a win where we can get them. The Sixers were out or down. Normal players like Joel Embiid, obviously, DeAnthony Melton, Robert Covington, KJ Martin. And surprisingly, tonight, Kelly Oubre had some shoulder soreness, so he was also out. So we were very short-handed again. But that's been kind of like the summary of the team all year long, is that we have not been healthy in general. So no surprises except for Oubre. He didn't look. I didn't know he had injured himself in the previous game. So surprise on Oubre, but for everybody else, they had been spotty with their minutes and their games anyway. So anyway, I'll take it. Okay, let's get into the 6 points and then we'll talk, see if anybody in the community has anything to offer. So the Sixers finally got a win, and it's hard to choose what the best part of the win was, when the point number one should be, because there were so many great points. But I'm going to go with Tobias Harris first. Number one, Tobias Harris. Tobias got tired of y'all talking about him, quite frankly. There was a lot of chatter in the room about Tobias Harris, wanting him out of town, about Tobias Harris being on vacation in Cabo and not really being present, about Tobias Harris being soft. There was even talk of Ricky Council the fourth getting Tobias Harris's minutes. So Tobias has taken kind of a beat down over the past couple weeks. He redeemed himself today. And as I said on the page, you cannot really bench Tobias Harris because who's gonna replace his minutes? Clearly, Ricky Council has had some good games here and there, but he's just not ready to play consistent minutes like Tobias Harris. He's not ready to play starter minutes. Tobias played 40 minutes tonight. And can you imagine if Ricky Council the fourth was in the game for 40 minutes, where we would be as a team? And I like Ricky Council. I think that he is going to be a decent player in the league because he plays with a lot of fire and a lot of determination, a lot of heart. He really plays that Philly style of basketball, but he's not ready. He's not on the level of a Tobias Harris. And we've seen Tobias in this season and last season go through slumps. Last season, he went through a very similar slump in which his scoring, his effort didn't really appear to be there. His scoring dipped down below 15 points, and his average is 17. So but with Embiid out, we're really looking for him to get 25 or over. So we have actually seen this happen before. I recognized it because really he went through a rough patch last season as well, but he always comes out of it. And when he comes out of it big time. So you can't really doubt what he did tonight. 31 points plus 16, 13 for 19 field goals, 5 for 8 from the three-point line, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. So I'm looking for anybody to dispute that this man is should be put on the bench. I want to know. I want to know anybody to comment to say that Tobias Harris should be benched for Ricky Council, who scored 3 points tonight. Now he only played 5 minutes, but Nick Nurse recognized early that he just wasn't. He just was not gonna contribute like he normally does. He's had some good games, but no, Tobias Harris. So congratulations to Toby, came back big time tonight, and that was a big time performance. So very good, Toby. Good bounce back night. That's my point number one. Is Tobias Harris coming back. Point number two is Tyrese Maxey. I mean, you gotta go with Maxey. Even though Maxey outscored Tobias, Maxey played a great game tonight. Really put the team on his shoulders. And man, Maxey really balled out 50% from the three-point line. And not a totally great shooting percentage overall with 11 for 29, but very aggressive in taking the ball to the basket. 5 assists, which is very good, especially since he's not handling the ball as much with Kyle Lowry in the game. And Kyle Lowry's primarily playing the point, facilitating the offense. So for Maxey to be able to get some assists there and to be able to score the amount of points he had, very good. I like Maxey coming off the ball. I think it makes a tremendous difference. I've been saying that all season that Maxey plays the point pretty well, but I never saw him as a true point guard. We saw him when he played with James Harden. He really flourished. Was really playing with Harden that really advanced Lowry's career, in my opinion, because he was able to play off the ball with a guard like Harden, who drew a lot of attention, and then combined with Embiid, he was really able to shine. And then from there, he proved that it wasn't just James Harden, that he really, really flourished. So great game by Maxey, being the leader on the team, taking the team, putting the team on his shoulders. 33 points tonight, plus 19. Great game. That's point number two. Point number three, I thought about combining these two together because I think like molded together, they make one good center. Two centers blended together make one pretty good center, where one doesn't really flourish, the other one does, and where one falls short, the other one picks him up. So I'm gonna call it Mo Reed. Mo Reed tonight. Mo Reed played very well overall. Nick Nurse started Mo Bamba, and I think Reed got his feelings a little touched up a little bit, and then he ended the game with Paul Reed. Paul Mo Bamba played a total of 19 minutes. Paul Reed played 24 minutes, and I felt like both of them were pretty effective. They each did what the other didn't do. Mo Bamba didn't score a lot of points, but he was effective rebounding with 8 rebounds in only 19 minutes. And we'll get into his defensive effort too, but Mo Bamba covered the paint pretty well and he moved pretty well on offense. Only 2 points, but then on the flip side, like I said, Paul Reed kicked in the 11 points, which was point total. Obviously, you would want with Embiid out point total to be more around 20 points a game between the two of them. But Reed really showed some prowess out there. Had some good moves on offense. That one move, spin move with the floater in the lane, very good move. Reed offered some, inside and outside play. I don't totally like Reed out by the 3-point line, but the one play where he was at the 3-point line, he did hit Maxi cutting to the basket with a great pass. So he really dug deep into his bag tonight. Mo Reed. I keep saying Mo Reed, but Paul Reed had 8 total rebounds, the 3 assists. He was a +8, 11 points, and 5 for 6 from the field. Highly efficient night for Mo Reed. Bamba and Reed combined really helped fill kind of that center void. I don't like them being so far away from the basket, but tonight it worked. And probably because Charlotte is not a very big team size wise. So great game by those two, filling that void in Embiid's absence. That's point number 3. Point number 4, the shocker to me, the Philly native brother coming back home. They waived him. We got him off waivers, and that would be Kyle Lowry. Lowry has had a really good career. But I think the impression across the league was that Lowry didn't have anything left in the tank, that he was pretty much finished. And I think that's why Lowry wasn't heavily sought after and was waived. He didn't look great in Miami. When I saw him play in Miami, he looked really slow, kind of awkward. But so far, and there's only been a couple games in, and we don't know how guys' body's going to hold up over the course of the season. But so far, I really like what Lowry is bringing to the table. And Lowry is really a surprise to me because what he's bringing to the table is exactly what I've been calling for all season. But I did not expect it to come from Kyle Lowry. He might have been one of the last ones that I thought. I mean, when there was some speculation and we might get him about 3 years ago, even then I said, no, he's old before he went to Miami. Now Kyle Lowry's probably done. We wouldn't want to bring him to Philly at that. And at that time his asking price was really high. But getting him off waivers, that was probably a great move by Daryl Morey, and he's really contributing. If he can play like this for the remainder of the season, he does a lot of things. Now, some of the things he does are those tangible things, like Lowry had 15 points, 3 for 6 from three, 5 for 9 overall, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. That's a great game in itself when you think about just the tangible effect of what he's doing on the floor. But what about the intangibles? And here's the intangible. He frees up Maxi. He puts pressure on the defense. Kyle Lowry plays a smart brand of basketball. He does not extend energy, useless energy. He's kind of reminds me of Nick Batum, which we'll get to in a second. That's another point. But he plays just an efficient brand of basketball. He's a veteran presence. And if he can score 15 points with 10 assists, and he's not going to do that every game, but if he can get anywhere near that, 10 points and 8 assists a game, 10 points and 6 assists a game, that takes a lot of pressure off Maxi to have to be the point guard that's going to assist and score. Now Maxi's just doing a lot of coming off screens, getting the ball, and it's attacking. Just focus on scoring instead of focusing on bringing the ball up, distributing the ball, and scoring. And then you still got to play defense. So I really like what Kyle Lowry is doing, what he's bringing to the team. He is really, really showing out. And I was kind of on Lowry on the Facebook page because he didn't play that after that first game. He played well, and then he didn't play. He didn't play the second game. He had to rub his bones down. You know what I mean? Get that Bengay and that all of those all that icy hot going, and he had to recover. But I like what I see for Kyle Lowry. So welcome to Philly. great addition, and 36 minutes. So he's not playing, he's playing starter minutes, not playing, a reduced number of minutes. So hopefully he can keep that up. So that's my fourth point, Kyle Lowry. Great game. Fifth point, rolling right into that veteran presence and not so much scoring a whole bunch of points or doing a lot of crazy athletic moves, but Nick Batum. It's good to have Batum back full strength coming off his injuries, but he plays also a very efficient brand of basketball. And when I say efficient, I mean a guy that doesn't need to shoot a whole bunch of shots to make it work, a guy that is knows where he's supposed to be on the floor, covers the floor well, finds open shooters, and then when necessary, will take the shot and can make the shot. And Batum had a couple wide open efforts. He shot 3 for 7, two from the field, 2 for 6 from three, and then a couple of threes that he missed that he was still wide open. They were really good shots. So I like what Nick Batum brought to the table tonight too. And Batum and Lowry in the offense in the starting lineup really, really helped settle the team down. So great game by those two. And my last point is just the defensive effort, which is really what sparked the offense. Defense was pretty good tonight. I mean, again, I go back to the Carolina's not a great team, Charlotte, in terms of they're not a great team anyway, but they're not big either. So so that kind of is the perfect team for us to rebound against. Not literally rebounding, but just come back from losses and get a win because they're not that big of a team. So that kind of helps when you're defending, especially in the paint. But I can't take anything from the Sixers. Let's look at the stats on defensive stats. Mo Bamba and Paul Reed each had 2 blocks. Nick Batum had a block down in the closing minutes that was very crucial. And then Maxi also had a block that was in that closing minutes too. So they defended well. They were scrappy, scraped, and that to me was the difference in the game, especially toward the end of the game, because Miles Bridges was really he was on a mission. And he was the only one really playing for Charlotte tonight, but he was on a mission. And he was on a mission to try to win that game, try to steal a win and get out of there, but it didn't work. So I thought the defensive effort was real good. Bridges had 27, and it was crazy. Is their bench really showed out. Um, but that's rare for us to put in that kind of defensive effort. So defensive effort was good again against teams that are much more size in the paint. That's gonna probably not work as well. But Reed played with some heart and some true intention. He got upset, because Bamba got the start and he played like a starter. So that's kind of what Nick Nurse is doing, switching them up, seeing which guy is really up for the challenge. So if we had any overtime points, I would say overtime point would be um, 43% from the three. And we've been saying all season that really the Sixers to be competitive need to shoot over 30% because of the high volume of threes that they shoot. Tonight they shot 44 three-pointers and they were able to connect on 19 of them. And then if you look at the other side, Charlotte connected on a similar percentage, 42%, but they didn't shoot as many threes. So it makes a difference when you shoot high volume and you can also hit them at over 30 and then in case 40%. When we're at 40%, we're going to be tough to beat. Let's look at the rebounds, total rebounds. 48 to 32. There you go. Very critical. That's on Mo Reed to bring down the rebounds, and then also Harris. And then the assists, ball was moving very well. We had 38 assists to Charlotte's 24 assists. And that is just indicative of great ball movement And I'm crediting Kyle Lowry with a lot of that, being that point guard that is really sparking off the distribution of the ball. And Kyle Lowry with his 10 assists tonight contributed greatly to that. Let me look at the assist total. Hield 6 assists, Maxey 5, Harris 4, and Campaign 7 assists. So that I like that. I like what Nurse is doing, moving the ball around, get other guys involved. And hopefully we'll continue doing that even when we get back Kelly Oubre. And the last point I want to make for tonight before we sign off is Joel Embiid. The big announcement. Finally heard Joel Embiid speak, and it was good. It was good that we are. It appears he said that's the plan, is what he said, to come back. So hopefully we can get Embiid back before the end of the season. They reevaluated him, determined that they are going to push toward him coming back this season. And that's really the key to our season. That is the difference between us. I believe making the playoffs. I don't believe without Embiid, we might not even make the play-in tournament, but I don't think we're going to be a solid playoff spot without him. And even if we make the play-in tournament and he's not with us, I don't see us going very far there. I think he is the key to the Sixers winning, really proving himself to be the MVP with the way that we're playing with him out. So we have coming up Sunday the Dallas Mavericks, and then Tuesday we have the New Jersey Nets. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Dallas Mavericks on Sunday. We might go live on that one since that is a midday game. It's kind of easy to wrap up the game there. Anyway, we're going to get ready to sign off today. This is the Six for Sixers podcast, broadcasting after every game, giving the 6 points that we feel are the keys to the victory. And tonight, great win against the Charlotte Hornets, 121-114. Play the song. I don't think I can play the song on YouTube or Facebook right now. I got to get permission from the people to play the song. So, you guys know the song, play that song. One of these days though, I am going to play it and just see what happens. If I get a suspension then from Facebook or YouTube, then I'll take that. You understand what I'm saying? All right, your boy Creek Creek. We out. See you on Sunday in one form or another, either on the Facebook page, either by written article, or either by going live, or either by recorded video. We just do it all on the Six for Sixers podcast. Peace. Enjoy the night.